Elizabeth with Lauren Elizabeth Animal Art, and I'm on day 349 of my 365 days of color. But more about that later. In today's video, I'm going to share 4 easy ways, easy steps to help you define your artist style in just a few minutes. All right, guys, let's get started. So welcome, I'm Lauren Elizabeth. If you're new here, I'm an acrylic pet and wildlife instructor and artist. And this entire year, I've been doing what I call 365 days of color, where I color or I paint or I draw every single day for at least 10 minutes. Going into this challenge, the end of last year, my focus was to manage stress, but also to develop what I call my color style, which is a huge part of your artist style, which we'll talk about today. So December of 2021, I just felt like my art wasn't growing. It wasn't really evolving, both my artist style, but also the color in my work. I just felt like I was just not taking risks in color like I had wanted to. I also didn't feel like I had a specific niche in animal art. I was just kind of doing everything, anything and everything. And so I wanted it to be more specific. But now it's December of 2022. We're almost, 2023 is almost here. And I have noticed gigantic changes in my art. I feel like my color style has developed exponentially. I feel like I have a more specific subject matter. I feel like I have repeating color schemes. I've improved how expressive and loose and abstract and playful my art is, but also a little bit more edgy. I have this repeating background. I like to have these dark colored backgrounds with these vibrant, eye-catching, colorful animal portraits. And then, of course, the trademark thing, which I've been doing for years, and I don't think will ever stop, is the 2 different colored eyes. So what I'm trying to say is that I really do believe that I have found my artist style, but I'm actually going to twist that terminology. I don't think that I ever had to find it. I believe that it was already there inside of me, and it's just about pulling that out. I've come to learn that our artist style is 100% our experiences, how we view the world, what we love, what inspires us, how we think, how we solve problems, a lot of what's influenced us in the past and what's currently influencing us. These are all the things that just go into our art in some way, in our such a unique way that only we can create. And I also know that we never reach the finish line with our artist style. And this, my friends, is why I think so many artists get so frustrated, because our style, like us, the creator, is gonna change. As we change as human beings, which is inevitable, our artist style will change as well. So hopefully you can have these things that repeat, but they're gonna be tweaked, they're gonna be altered in some way every single year as you create consistently. All right, so now with that said, I have 4 simple steps with guided questions that is actually I've put together in a PDF that you can write in and take notes on. That's linked down below. And this will help you pull out that artist style. And I actually recommend that you do this now before 2023 or whenever you're seeing this video. And then 1 or 2 months from now, you do it again so that you can reevaluate and keep progressing in your artist style. All right, so let's dive right into step number 1.
Use simple descriptive words and or phrases to objectively define your current artwork. And we'll do this, guys, in terms of the 7 elements of art. So we'll break this up into color, lines, shape, form, texture, value, and space. So observe your work. Don't judge it harshly. We want to be super productive here and intentional. And you don't want to miss this step or the next one because they build off of one another. So I'm going to walk you through these 7 elements of art. If you don't already know them, we'll focus on one at a time. So for color, what kinds of different color schemes are you using? Do you use complementary colors? How intense or saturated are your colors? What's the temperature of the colors you use? What colors keep coming up in your artwork? Again, the PDF link down below has all this explained and also little lines where you can write down your answers. The next element of art is lines. How do you apply them? Do you apply them curved or long or zigzag? use horizontal lines or vertical lines? Do you use lines to create movement or rhythm or to emphasize certain parts of your art? Now for shape, what kind of shapes do you often use? Triangles or circles or rectangles? Do you play on more two-dimensional shapes or more geometric ones? I know for me, two ways that I create shape is one, I leave really painterly brushstrokes. They almost look more rectangular and triangular. And then I also form shapes with the different values. So I manipulate the values to create their own unique lines and ovals and circle shapes. Next is form, which pertains to the way a shape or object occupies space in our artwork. So how do you play on the lighting and shadows to create form? How do you arrange your lengths and widths and the depth? Or how do you use shape to create form? Next is texture. So think of how the surface of your art feels and appears. I don't apply my paint too thick, but I do have some real thick paint texture in some areas of the background. I also like to create texture with the clusters of lines that I use to create animal fur. Next one is a real big one for me, and that's value. This is how you play on your light and your dark colors. And the last one is space. So how do you play with your positive and your negative space? How do you create depth in your composition? All right, jumping into step number 2. Choose 1 to 3 artists that you truly admire and love for their artwork. So you can use just 1 or 2 or 3, that's up to you. But then use descriptive words and phrases just like you did in step 1, using the 7 elements of art. So we'll do this exact same thing, but with another artist's work. It may really help to create a Pinterest board or your own little visual board of artwork created by these artists. Keep it to about 10 pieces of artwork per artist. You don't want to overwhelm yourself here. And besides, your artist style can just have maybe 2 main aspects that make you stand out, or maybe a lot more than that like mine. The main thing is that you allow this process to be 100% authentically you. Trust me on this, avoid at all costs comparing yourself to any other artists and also trying to impress other people. To be productive here, you have to be very honest with yourself, but also very real. We don't want to be copycats here, we want to be originals. Step number 3. Based on the 2 evaluations you've just done, how would you like to develop and improve your artist style in the new year? And again, we're going to use the 7 elements of art. Be as specific as possible here. So you don't just have to use these one words or phrases. I would say write more like sentences. All right, guys, this is a super important one. It's our last and final step, step number 4. In what ways have you solved problems in your artwork? Every single painting comes with them. These could be problems that cause us to seek certain brushes, which then lead us to favoring a specific brush technique, or maybe problems that lead us to using certain colors or a specific type of paint or canvas. Whether you realized it or not, these problems are actually helping us form our artist style. I know for me, it was really difficult to paint photos that had a fully lit room or light on the entire face of the animal. I preferred to have one side of the face being real bright and the other side real dark. This allowed me to use my oftentimes warmer, brighter colors on the lighter side, facing the light source, and on the opposite side, oftentimes my cooler, darker colors. Like Bob Ross always called them, happy little accidents, and they turn out to be blessings in disguise.
All right, animal artists, I really hope this blessed you, giving you more direction and guidance to help you pull out that artist style. Take the pressure off. It's not something that is just given to certain people or that you have to spend a whole year on to find. I really truly believe you can find it in just a few minutes. Now, on that note, if you'd really like to pull out and define your color style, which I talked about in this video, I have updated my creative color guide, something that I released about 2-3 years ago. and it's going to be new and improved with so much more content in it. It's just basically everything that I've learned over this past year about color schemes, about connecting and pairing colors, how to properly blend and layer colors, how to match value instead of color. The updates will go live first to online Animal Art Masterclass students on December 31st, guys. And then to the public, it'll be just on its own, and which you can purchase one-time payment. It'll be updated on the 2nd of January, which is a Monday. So January the 2nd, it'll be open to everyone. On my website, I'll have links to that down below. I wish you the most peaceful and bright and relaxing Christmas and a new year. Please take care of yourself in the next couple weeks. This is just a lot of mixed emotions, I think, that goes through our minds in this time of the year. Guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.